It's time for All Drum Beats and UFOs with JoeRey, Marco Island's own special show about UFOs and local entertainers. And now here's your host, JoeRey.
Hello, aloha. It's me again, JoeRey, back here, wide awake and alive on 98.1 FM, The Island, with Drumbeats and UFOs. Today, our first mate, Gray, is going to be a special guest because he has some very important information. And don't forget, folks, please, I want to stress the fact that UFOs are real. If you've seen them, call me and tell me about it. Please come on my show, be a guest. We're going to start off with a song called We Saw Them by Salamander Slim. Here you go.
It was only 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and I was going home. Good night, everybody. See you later. I was walking down the beach after work, and there was all these people looking up, staring up, wondering what it was in the sky. Like that before my life. All these strange lights, bright orange lights. I wasn't alone. Johnny Lennon said it looked like Lucy in the sky with diamonds. I know they like to play tricks on you. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. All the lucky people know who they are, because nobody believes me. It's so strange and amazing, and it's so weird. You don't want to see them. I've got a friend who said, who cares? They don't pay my rent. I said, we can still be friends. Johnny Lennon said it looked like Lucy in the sky with diamonds. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. Johnny Lennon said it looked like goodbye, Lucy in the sky. Diamonds too bright to see their eyes. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. Johnny Lennon said it looked like Lucy in the sky with diamonds. We saw them all together, we saw them. I wasn't alone. We saw them.
Back again. Here we are on Drumbeats and UFOs. We have guests all the time, but today our first mate is a special guest because, like I said before, he has some very interesting info. So, don't bounce. Listen. Gray, it's up to you.
Thank you so much, Captain JoeRey. Puma Punku, a very ancient site, historical base camp or ruins in the high Andes of Bolivia. Okay, UFOs are unidentified flying objects. There are plenty of these sightings documented. Today we are talking about real, existing ancient ruins. Huge monolithic stone structures that primates like you and I can touch, feel, and inspect. Hopefully, we have all done our homework on ancient alien base camps and ruins. There are hundreds all over the world. The Great Pyramids in Egypt, being the most well-known, have been called the eighth wonder of the world. Quoting George Tusculis, they are but child's play compared to the monoliths of Pumumpunku. Today, we would like to focus on Pumumpunku, a base camp built approximately 17,000 years ago in the high mountains of Peru. Bolivia, I'm sorry. It's hard to keep track. These high, flat parts of the Andes, the Altiplano in Bolivia and Peru, they're at an altitude of way up there. This base camp is at 12,800 feet above the tree line. It defies modern logic and is considered the oldest still standing city in the world. This is the only site on planet Earth that was built by aliens, quoting George Tusculis again. Only diamonds are harder than the diorite and granite stones which this city was made out of. They are 130 tons, just little pebbles, I'm sure. Even though the site was looted for 14,000 years, part of the main structure still stands as it was. This stone workmanship cannot be duplicated today with modern tools and technology. In conclusion, it seems that the walled complex was never finished due to a war at the time or other factors we don't know about. But it's just mind-blowing to go there and touch and inspect and feel the
Gray, you
power.
said that back then, how did they make the plans to make that base camp? They didn't have language.
Correct.
They didn't have words. They didn't have an alphabet. They did it with pictures.
They didn't have an alphabet back then, and it was done with pictures. Imagine giving 10 of your friends a picture of a house or something and say, here, go build this.
There's no way that regular guys built that.
That's the ancient alien theorists, like Giorgio, believed that mankind needed help.
Yes, that was very interesting, Gray. George Tusculis is a very cool guy. Google him up. Also,
PhDs and
he listens
many.
a lot to Eric Van Daniken, who's the author of The Chariots of the Gods. They both believe that was built by aliens.
Yes. This is only one of many ancient ruins, and for him to say the Egyptian pyramids of Gaza are but child's play is a strong statement.
Yeah, I know. Just like May 20th, when the Prime Minister of Defense said, disclosure of UFOs, once again, he said, they're real as airplanes. They're as real as airplanes. They've been here for a long time.
Very strong statement by one of the hierarchy of the Canadian. I wish the Americans would come out of the closet with their stacks of info on all these documented UFO sightings by airline pilots and brass, the upper brass of the Air Forces, the Air Force, and our
Home security.
our men of power.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna play another song now, called "The Only Reason You Never Did It Before Is Because You Never Did It Before." We'll be back, Gray. All right?
Thank you,
Don't bounce.
Captain. Yes, sir.
The only reason you never did it before is 'cause you never gave
nobody else. You've got to do it for yourself. You may have to beg it, fake it, buy it, but love is waiting for you to try it.
Okay, I'm back again. Drumbeats and UFOs. I had a great time at Stilts Thursday night. Man, it was packed, and the sunset was beautiful. That's the nicest place that I sing at. You got to go check it out. And if you've seen anything, please call me and talk to me. It's 239-234-0420. By the way, what do you call an overweight extraterrestrial?
I don't know.
An extra cholesterol. Very funny, yeah. Hey, what do you call a tick on the moon? A lunatic! Don't make me laugh. Okay, so UFOs are very real, very real. I know a lot of you think that I'm crazy, and when you tell people that you've seen them, they think you're crazy, and that's why I have this show now, because everybody thought I was crazy. And now I have a radio show telling everybody UFOs are real because of what I saw. Back on track, we're going to do another song for you that's really killer by BNZ. That's Barefoot Gino and Ray Nesbitt. It's called Back on the Train. Check it out.
Turn my face into the howling wind, but now it took me a long time to get back on that train.
face in the town that's flashing by. See me running in the station in the rain. See me standing at the side of the car. I left it all behind me, then I traveled far. It took me a long time to get back on that train. To get back on that train. Jumped off, I had a bucket full of thoughts. When I first jumped off, I held that bucket in my hand. Tears that would take me all around the world. I stood and watched smoke behind a mountain top. It took me a long time to get back on that train. To get back on that train. Get back on that train. It took me a long time back on that train. There for you, thanks.
Drumbeats and UFOs. We've had a lot of guests. Nate, Gator Nate Augustus, one of our best friends who writes for the Coastal Breeze. We also have friends at 7-Eleven and at Stilts, Radio Shack, Crutches. Hey, we've got a lot of friends.
I just saw Christopher Titus at the Comedy Club.
And he said he saw a UFO, right?
Yes, and my name is Gray Titus, so we had a
Instant bond.
instant bond. I gave him my email site and what have you. I hope to be in touch with him and get the documentation about his sighting.
Did you tell him some jokes? Did you tell him a joke?
I didn't have the time.
No? Where is the dumb alien park? Area 52.
I can believe it.
Well, I tell him about the smart blonde.
What do smart blondes and aliens have in common?
What?
Well, you hear a lot about them, but you rarely see them.
Very funny. Don't make me laugh. We're going to have a song now from a very special guest, Frankie Ray and Mary Ellen, who have been here in Marco for the longest time. They used to own La Casita. They still sing because that's all they love doing is singing. They can't stop, so they'll do it forever. Anyway, we're going to do a song that my uncle wrote for the town called Marco Memories. It's the official song of the island, Marco Memories. So, hi, Uncle. Come over here and sit down and say hello.
Hello, JoeRey. How are you? It's nice seeing you.
It's good to see you.
Same here. You know, we sing today only because we love doing it. And seems like everywhere we go, we get held over for a long time. We're going on our 5th year at Senor
All right,
Tequila's.
let me let everybody hear you first. Marco Memories, here we go.
On the Gulf of Mexico, there's a place where people go. An island in the sun, a place to have fun. Come over the bridge to Marco as you walk along the beach, and the waves caress your feet. You'll find shells to remind you of a good time behind you. Marco Memories. Marco Island, island in the sun, a place to live, a place to have fun. Marco Island, island in the sun, a little bit of heaven in the tropical sun. On the Gulf of Mexico, where the dolphin tarpon play, and the pelicans wait for the fish boats coming home with their catch of the day. Quite a magnificent sight to see the eagles in flight. The American eagle over Marco's skies, it flies with so much pride. Marco Island, island in the sun, a place to live, a place to have fun. Marco Island, island in the sun, a little bit of heaven in the tropical sun. When a Marco day is done and the night has just begun, look out on the Gulf, there you will see the most beautiful setting sun. Marco Island, island in the sun, a place to live, a place to have fun. Marco Island, island in the sun, a little bit of heaven in the tropical sun, a little bit of heaven in the tropical sun, a little bit of heaven in the tropical sun, a little bit.
All right, I'm back with my uncle. Man, my uncle is an interesting guy. He used to be managed by Edie Gourmet and Steve Lawrence. Oh, my goodness. Hey! It's an alien. It's an alien. It's my cousin Gilbert from Norway. Oh, my God. He is here in the studio with us right now. It's a sighting, a true sighting.
He's a primate.
He's a primate.
Bipedal primate.
I'm from the planet Syria.
Oh, man, that's serious enough for us, brother. Really. So tell him what you saw. My Uncle Frankie and his wife were driving down the road. They travel a lot. And they traveled down this road one night when they saw something very strange. He's going to tell you all about it now.
We were traveling from Durango, Colorado to Albuquerque, and we're looking at the stars as we're driving, and here's this beautiful bright star above us, and we're looking at it, and Mary Ellen says, "Oh, look at that star. It's brighter than most of them, almost like the Northern Star." And all of a sudden, that star went down real fast like a jet, and then like in a triangular form. It just, no star, shooting star does that. They usually go straight down and burn out. This one went triangular and then took off right into the skies. We could not believe it. Just disappeared up, not down.
Sounds unidentified to me.
Oh, positively. I definitely believe in UFOs. One, especially the one that just walked in a while ago.
Yeah. What about those rocks you were talking about? Where was that?
The rocks.
That the man, they can't explain how he got them.
The house and home.
Oh, okay, yeah.
House and homestead.
You were saying a while ago about unexplainable things.
Built by a regular stone.
That house and homestead. Have you ever been there, Gilbert? No. Well, that house, it's amazing. 6-ton stone
Doors.
cut perfectly.
Balanced.
And this man moved them. They don't know how he moved them. And then one year they said, I'm sorry, you're going to have to move from this location to that location. We don't want you here anymore. And like almost overnight, he moved the whole thing.
Shut up!
How far is that? Where is that?
It's on the homestead, just on the side.
I gotta see that.
You got, and then
Shut
there's a
the front door.
There's a 6-ton door that you actually can move
Your finger.
with your finger, and it comes back by itself and closes. A stone that like the size of this wall here.
I would Google that up if I was you, folks.
Like Stonehenge.
Check it out.
Homestead,
Yeah, like
you've got your Stonehenge. We've been there. No, we had not been. In Chicago, I believe there was another house on the rock that was built by rocks, but these were little rocks. These are 6-ton,
Also-
10-ton stones.
Also, the site is a limestone old part of the reef in Miami, so he was able to chisel out. It was built, let's say, up against a limestone cliff that he's chiseled out chairs and what have you. This is parts of the home.
Exactly.
Man did this?
Yes.
And it's right here. I mean, it's within driving distance. I mean, you know, your wife would love to see something like that
Yeah,
while
well,
you're
definitely.
visiting here.
You gotta
It's in
check it
Homestead.
out. So you see a lot of really nice northern lights in Norway, huh, Gil?
In fact, in Norway, they had the first 24-hour UFO watch, and they still have it.
Wow.
Yep, it goes 24 hours, video cameras all the time.
Really?
Yeah, and they're capturing these lights in the valleys. All of a sudden, you have like green and lights, and they're like this, 4 of them, and then they go up, and they become one, and then they take off, and they're still happening over and over. So Norwegians are, they're up on the UFO situation, and
That's great, man.
we come in peace.
We come in peace. I wish you had some music we could play, but you didn't bring any today, huh?
Hey.
We're gonna play "Living by the Skin of Your Teeth." Frankie, you have anything to say about this song?
My brother and I wrote it, Steve, and it talks about what's happening today. Just listen to it. You will not believe the lyric.
All right, let's listen to it. Don't bounce. Come on, check it out.
Let's do it.
Times are getting worse, there's just no end in sight. Money don't talk no more because its mouth is shut so tight. Every day I'm looking for prices to go down. Even with my old lady working, it ain't enough to go around. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. I'm living, barely making ends meet. I'm living, surviving on a diet of beans. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. Talk about inflation, spread your dollar, spread it thin. Economical confusions, we're gonna lose some weight, my friends. With all the legal setbacks, higher taxes and interest too, it's hard to support your family when our Uncle Sam gets through. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. I'm living, barely making ends meet. I'm living, surviving on a diet of beans. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. I used to spend my evenings at the local bar. The money I spent on liquor, now I used to gas my car. What used to cost a quarter is $1 and even more. At the rate everything is going, I'm gonna spend my whole life poor. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. I'm living, barely making ends meet. I'm living, surviving on a diet of beans. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. I wanna say just one more thing about my money problems. Well, they really don't mean a thing, 'cause there's nowhere in the world that I would rather be than right here in America, my country, 'tis of thee. I live by the skin of my teeth. I'm living, barely making ends meet. I'm living, surviving on a diet of beans. Yeah, I'm living by the skin of my teeth. One more time. I'm living by the skin of my teeth. That's right. I'm living, barely making ends meet. I'm living, surviving on a diet of beans. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That was great. Living by the skin of your teeth is awesome song, Uncle. I love it. That's really good.
Thank you.
Great. You were talking about, what's the theory of those stones and that guy?
Yeah, the man over in Homestead who built the home for years and years for his wife that died, what have you. Built it into a limestone cliff over there and, you know, built furniture carved into the cliff and what have you. But when he did move these things, the theory is that he would only do it at night when nobody was watching. And they think that he can somehow levitate these stones and what have you, and work with them. Not just with hydraulic jacks and pieces of wood and, you know, and like you say, he had to move the whole house a mile or two away, and in like 1 or 2 nights he did it, and he did it with all his work at night, and nobody knows how he did it. So the theories are that he knows how to levitate.
My theory is that he knows UFO aliens that taught him how to do this, because us
He knows
human
some
beings,
ancient
exactly,
technologies. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
really, has to be.
Well, we had a great show today, man. I was really excited having everybody as guests. My cousin Gilbert showed up. He just got in from Norway. He's visiting. He was on X Factor recently. My Uncle Frankie's here today. I haven't seen him in a long time. And Gray, our first mate, man, we had a blast. How's our warp speed going today? Are the thrusters working? Is it everything set?
The ship is working.
Can
like
we hit the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy today?
A fine-tuned watch, like the Omega commercial, is just awesome on TV.
So you have everything fixed and ready to go?
Computer graphics of that commercial. Our ship is working just like that, gear by gear, meshing.
So warp speed, we can take off?
You betcha.
We're out of here. We'll see you later.